CGN doing as we know, taking steps forward but not giving much away. The shot connects, the paranoia is through, and the first fight is taken. It's won by Insider.
Stall out with the smoke going down. In fact, Benny trying his best to see if he could find something, but it'll be the reset for CGN. Hazza picking up what they can, and the Dizzy and the ultimate orb. Bisk just spamming through the smoke, unfortunately will cost CGN another player, leaving them down to 2. Vince trying to break the choke. Davi's further back. Somehow they've got back into working order. We're down to 2v2.
Rest of those players are so far away. In the C-site holds that CGN have succeeded in, Vince has been a key part. He still has the utility up, but they're both low and both stuck into the backside, neither wanting to take a duel and allowing Sayonara to move in. The nade could do so much, and it will. Straight into his crosshairs, he'll close the opener. The pistol goes to KPI. They've been investing into these second rounds, hedging their bets, giving themselves every last chance. Usually it would fall on Anguish's shoulders, but it's Vince this time with 3 kills. Killers is low, and the last one left. The next to hit the chopping block. It is an immediate equalizer for CGN.
Point there. So many players here, they've gambled on the rotate, and Vince has done so well. Oh my god, what a start from him.
Even when they had players B main, for example, and they're going to do it here as well.
Oh, the peek from Bisk, he just doesn't react quick enough. A flick up, perhaps, has an Anguish puts him to the dirt, the opposite Sentinel. And it seems as if the C site will be under CGN's control. Spike still not being attempted, in fact, attack to see if there is going to be a comeback in. They know about the shot, showstopper has it, and respectfully enough, they've got out of dodge. Spike on towards the A site. That was Vince's ultimate that came up after 4 rounds. And actually, CGN are there quicker than KPI.
That's really important too. CGN need to stabilize. There are a couple of rounds yesterday where Vince will fly off on his lonesome with the ult, or just separated from the rest of the team, and they couldn't forge an important post plant. They lost a couple of key rounds in that fashion exactly. They're a player to the good here though. They've got room towards B, plenty of utility to hold them back with as well. In fact, no, it's just the Mosh.
Yeah. That's actually brought it back in towards KPI's favour. I thought Element was actually going to go a wander up through heaven and play through that aspect. Players getting spammed out. Now up to Davi H, who's been good for it before and will be good for it again for CGN.
Huge moment coming up here again. As I said, Anguist let off the leash will make you openers. Insider has been struggling to contain that kind of pressure. It's another duel which he wins.
I mean, has an attacking side for CGN on Lotus has been so good. Whether they hold sites, which they tend to do, and they're doing that here.
He just has so much freedom, the young gunner. Element will run with this one now. Roll with the punches. 3 kills picked up by the veteran duelist.
And not found.
Peeking back in, Sayonara! 2 kills. Hunter's Fury tries to deter, he'll eventually go down, but not without the advantage. 4 on 3 numbers for KPI, something that they failed to enjoy for the last few.
Bisk is still sticking around. You can see the operator, he's been so good at getting kills from it, and Anguish elsewhere is so good at alleviating pressure. CGN trying to get out killers, chases them down and guns them down. Spike still in Vince's pocket though, and he's the next one that needs to escape. As we've seen that Nightfall being invested, this is very heavy from KPI to try and get the round back in their favour.
Vince will get caught, but the plant is open and Anguist has already moved on up. Retake coming in, Molly won't land, but the follow-up's there. Anguist, another big moment for him to win. Most clutches on CGN's side so far. Can he add another to his tally?
I mean, he has the nano swarm to try and chip players up. Had the alarm bot for notification, or at least to try and...
PR trying to combine through both long and the door.
Oh, Vince was tagged up.
It's a double
up. Yeah, they're ready to go, Hazza. They know KPI maybe thinking about a save. You can see Killers moving up through plat. I mean, Zeddy's still sticking around to see what it can get, but with the numbers dwindling, KPI will call it quits. Not wanting to stick around any further. I mean, almost flawless round in terms of the kills. It's flawless in terms of players staying alive. And little to no ultimates used as well, which is massive. Only elements.
Flashes of brilliance from KPI, which they've shown throughout the entire year, but Split 2 is where those worries really emerged.
Oh, the timing, it's going against them. I mean, Dizzy and Mosh to come back through. Even in the entry, KPI are denied. Zeddy's not got a clean fight either, and they're backing off once again. Thinking about saving those rifles for the next round. Considering you look at Insider and Bisk, they've not got much money, so yeah, you've got to try and save this.
It's so well played from CGN too. Benny doesn't overplay his hand towards the pit, waits for the right timing. Insider had an idea about it.
And KPI moving in slowly. Element gets the first.
Big kill from Element. More utility still yet to come out. Benny with the wingman as well. That'll add as another blocker. Vince still on his perch. Finally, wings are clipped, and Insider can get KPI into the site. It's Anguist that you meet though, and he will make sure that you meet your maker. The Iron Wall for C holds the site again. A 7th for CGN, one weapon kept. KPI seemingly running out of options. The timeout hasn't done too much.
I mean, people are just struggling against CGN's attack on Lotus. Step, he can get into one tree.
Again.
Over-peaked again. Has given the entry away, given full control of A away.
Sure.
The rest of the team has to respond now.
I don't even know if it's an overpeak. He's just recommitted to the same angle, not pulled the trigger. It's a timing issue. Now Vince for the backstab, with Davies off there as well to compound the pain any further. Ripping the bandages straight off and sending KPI to the doctor's office. Up, and that's unbeaten for KPI, but this is their selection. Vince aggressive. This is a completely different change of pace. Vince leading the line. Element right behind him. Might have just done enough again. It's a single player advantage, but those are guns wiped clean off the board.
You can see Element's just waiting for some notification to swing as well, has it? You look at the setup, Sheriff's coming back in. I mean, there's only one round left. We're really hoping for a miracle if that was going to be the case, but again, how many times have we seen CGN finish on C?
The one way for now. Vince again! Oh my
MVP.
god!
MVP performance has it so far. It's usually Anguist that tops the charts, but no, Vince this time looking to put himself in headlights. Element doesn't even get the rocket off to get the kill. It's Anguist that does it instead. And in fact, it's building towards the lockdown. Priority to the spike. And the last two remaining players has it. One has an op. This retake is not strong at all.
Zeddy with all the utility. Bisk still full magazine of headhunter bullets, but Anguist saves in the trouble. Swiftly dismissed, locked down on the ground with the rest of KPI dead and buried.
Seeing if someone has taken a chance.
Good shot from Insider. We saw Galacticos find effectiveness against CGI yesterday. Or CGN playing some of the same kind of rounds where you do walk up and take the space away. Does make for a 4-on-3. The control is somewhat limited towards this side of the map. It's the stairs fight, which is on Vince to delay.
I mean, 20 kills so far. We'll make it 21, but still the advantage sits in KPI's hands. Tap of the spike and the wall goes up.
Nice.
Trying to deny. I mean, it's not really working out in their favour at all as time is beginning to tick away. Wingman on the spike now, that's been destroyed, and the players are just dancing with them, showing, disappearing. Benny's on the spike and working on it, but Insider will do his best to stop that. This Bisk continues on with the outlaw, and, well, eventually best Element in this front.
Important round to win. Yeah, KPI punishing CGN now. Taking the ruler out, setting them straight. Bodies on the C site. Black and white shirts ready to fight at a moment's notice.
Bring them down.
Utility will attempt to clear them, but they've yet to be rooted out. There's Vince again.
Yeah, but they don't know exactly where he's hidden, and it'll be easy enough to get the trade out. Generally though, CGN has it. First couple of rounds of defence being aptly dealt with. KPI finding the opportunities and the gaps that they've been looking for.
Want to keep as many of these guns as possible. Anguish Sheriff is a chance to snatch something back. Another player in their debut year of competition. We spoke so much of Sayonara being taken from the ranked queue. Now gone, starting to look towards stairs when the execute comes through.
Sayonara going all the way to tree, and at least trades out with Element. But time is low and Spike needs to go down. That's the priority. It looks to go down without any issue. As they come back in though, for CGN has a that'll do so well. Both initiators are still up.
Not expended much utility either. Sure, the drone is gone, but the recon's ready to go. Benny has everything that he needs. KPI still taking these fights. Insider isolated. Vince removing him from the equation. The flood back through starts to come. The gates have dropped and they're ready to go. Zeddy gets his opposite number, but Anguist is quick for another trade, which keeps CGN in front. Bisk in the clutch. Needing a big moment here. He's found the most of any player on KPI. And it is going to be enough in the end. Spike didn't get half. Benny can't win it. That's a fifth.
Unfortunately, he'll need to say that as he tries to dip out inside that, resolving what was left. You can see players just teetering on the edge of the smokes, looking for an opportunity. Element grabs it, but at least there's a couple of trades back and forth. Still continuing forward. Finally, it settles with just Element left standing.
Like we said, money's not out of the woods yet either, so one more kill for Element could bring concessions to the next round. Bisk's op is what you're yet to beat. That would be difficult if he wasn't having an absolute stinker. Insider gets his third.
CGN, remember, are still a person down here and have to go into a Viper's pit as well.
That's the big thing. KPI didn't deposit anyone on either extremity. They are just holding the chokes. CGN maybe choking up a little bit themselves in these last few rounds. This is going to make for 7. No attempt made. Everyone ready to save these guns. A couple of players beyond 1,000 credits. I think you can make an argument to get some kind of a purchase here into the next, but those opportunities are drying up thick and fast, Cairo. When CGN looked so good on their attacking side where they could set the pace, KPI are understanding much earlier on than Galacticos did yesterday how exactly this team is functioning and finding ways to exploit that.
At least it's a OTR back in Anguist's hands. Ryder has given the jig up, but there's so low time, has it. And CGN had to read spot on with the way that they set up. It's Vince again, setting them up. Here we go, Element, and he with a showstopper. There's not much in terms of targets to pick up, but he will do at least some chip damage. Insider stopping the B main, being under siege, but can't stop Hobbit. The spike is being diffused, and it's as easy as holding 4 for Vince in the end. This mapping, as the B site once again has been attempted, you've got to be thinking about, yep, here it is. Davies Hunter's Fury already picks up Sayonara. Denies the spike for just a little bit, but has finally gone down and allowed the Nightfall to come online.
Now, KPI know they can get in post here, but without that Viper's Pit that they had a couple of rounds ago, they've struggled to hold on to it. CGN have looked good in the retake. You've still got the wingman on Benny. Finally, they want to try and take some more space towards Waterfall. Killes with a smoke at his disposal. You've also got Insider late coming through Hobbit.
Oh, the players are already in. The fight's already taken, and CGN still holding on to that person advantage. Insider though, just ducking, weaving. Bisk with his operator in a 1v1 against Davi H, who's clutched up before, but can't do it this time.
It's an A plan. You're really thinking about the next or any damage control they can do here.
Well, still
3 on 3.
Yeah, finding a chance here. An Element's judge could be awkward to deal with, especially if one of the players on a pistol could pick it up, but went for the rifle instead, and well, knowing about Bisk's operator is certainly operating at full capacity. Last 2 remaining players are stuck towards the back of site. They know it's difficult to try and break this, especially with no flashes. It's going to be easy to pick up Anguist is now just burning, scorching the earth in which he stands. He'll find a rifle and try and get out with it, but there's not much there to get.
Not wanting to give anything away to making inroads on A now though. Getting ready to take this fight. Whoa. Showstopper never goes, and here's Element!
That's massive, Hazard! Zeddy somehow still keeps it competitive, but I mean already WH and Element have done the business that they needed to. Zeddy low, Bisk on a rifle rather than an operator, and Benny has a full belt of utility.
Again, he has everything. Dizzy's going to come through, scoped in, would be a struggle for Zeddy. Benny's going to make the jump instead, straight to the crosshair. How does he hit it? Vince is still alive and has been on a tear so far. The Thrash is invested around the wrong side. It gives Bisk a chance, but it's snatched straight away. See a lot more passive on the same angle as before. Element has won the first duel. That's going to go a huge way. KPI, the hands are tied. They want to push the B site. Vince is here and he's unbeatable. Only one this time. The lockdown's already been cooked in. Zeddy's the one with the spike. He's got to push out of Hobbit or find himself detained. From the shadows will be committed towards A. They know where the rest are. And Element is happy to take this fight with Davi by his side. 4 versus 2, CGN in front in what could be the final round of Lotus.
Looks like it. Kill is going searching. Almost an adventure. Seeking his way through B. Zeddy's been found, that was the spike, and now Kill is well known about trying to get back through. He's stuck with no way in. 40 seconds to work with, has it. It's not a lot of time to get 3 players and a spike down.
Killers is healthy, one off the Nightfall. Left. 30 seconds for the champ to have his chance. Able to break between the lines. Under Davi's nose, the first tap, and now they know. Hunter's Fury comes in, he'll dodge it. Not sure if the zip line was heard. Can't quite fully wrap around. Has to be this committal to the A site, but still wants to win that first duel. He will. It's on to Anguist. Second tap, second peek. Still buying time. He has to find the kills, and Benny is heading for the hills. It's done. CGN 13-9 on Lotus.
Even finishing out from there.
Nice shot. Element gets things started, wins the jet duel, and Sayonara missing again. 5 on 4. They can now start to split the site. There's still 2 players here, one of them Kiles. Joins up with Zeddy through their own dark cover. And while I would have had the flashes to take the fights, it happens through the midsection instead. Both Insider and Bisk, the core, the foundation that this team is built upon with exactly the response you want. And last time we saw CGN in this position, they weren't decisive enough.
That's exactly the exact point I was going to make, Hazard. Decisiveness has been a real weakness for CGN. You can see just Vince deposited in mid is something to catch players rotating in and allowing the players to brawl their way into a site take, but it doesn't seem to be happening for them, and time is getting low. And with Insider making his way through B main, time is ticking away for CGN to get this spike down.
Waiting for a reaction. The mid-round is where things fall apart for CGN. KPI know about this market presence. Bisk has to thread the needle with the Guardian. Does get one. It's a double peek back in, straight to his barrel. Couple more, and Sayonara will hit Element right between the eyes. Ready to take these engagements. Both outlaw shots land. One to Benny, one to Vince. Both are dead. Davi gone as well. Only one left, I should say. Bisk finishes it off. It is a whitewash.
It's going to stop the B main players coming out, but they're starting to get out of market as well. That drone is massive from Bisk.
2 players that need to push the smoke to support the site holder. Insider, the anchor, one picked up by Bisk on the way through stairs, but Element has another back in the conversation. Davi has to cross with the spike to the site. He's unable to. It's Element in a 1 versus 3. Does have the Vandal, but 2 players holding on to market. They will not put a foot wrong. He said for Insider, nice smoke from his teammate. Can now support the site a little bit better. Bisk has got the opener, and Benny, molly out, has nowhere to look. Davi gets one back, and Anguist by his side. The site given over to CGN, but KPI are ready to flood this.
Yeah, they are, Hazard, and the players on the site are stuck there. They've got their backs to the wall, they need to fight hard, but it's not going to work out at all. 5 in a row from KPI. The alarm bot will give plenty of notification about players coming in here and inside it. Gets a big bit of damage for his time, and I mean, even a kill. Going for more. Zeddy and Insider combined. It's so easy for them when it comes to the duels, Hazard. The shotty not quite hitting. At least Element gets one back in the conversation, but it is only one, and the spike is in KPI's hands.
Element has so much work to do. Davi gets the Hunter's Fury up. Cannot help his teammates whatsoever in this situation. The Portuguese left to a 1v4. Not quite within his wheelhouse, you would think. KPI, an opportunity for them to move up to a 6th. Sure, Zeddy and Insider are low. That's the trade-off for the short fight, but Sayonara, should have had that one kept. Didn't. 30 seconds left to play around with now. That one shock dart could go a hell of a long way.
They've been incredible as they brought this through. I mean, gets the spike, that's all he was wanting, and dips out. You can see Bisk already looking to try and cut off the rotate, and he gets a glimpse at him. Davi double thinking about maybe peeking out, but it will be on towards the site where time is low, and to get the spike down. KPI are rushing this.
Giving him a chance. Does get revealed. That allows Zeddy to pounce. 3 kills picked up. The operator should come with it.
You can see why they would want shot, because it's to deny the lockdown. Spike going down, shot contested, and that's a big ultimate offline. I was going to say, I could see a lockdown being invested by CGN to buy some time, and it's done so.
Well, not only that, it's going to buy a whole heap of space if Element can find the capitalization that he's looking for here. Benny still has 2 flashes. Ooh. 2 players detained. Bisk and Sayonara gone for the next 8 seconds. And the ultimate's connected onto one of them. Sayonara's going to try and jump out. So many pieces invested by CGN where we thought they wouldn't, but it's managed to post their first round.
Yeah, I mean, no point KPI going for it, but with the fact that CGN were actually saving in this round, they're holding for exits. All in all, yeah.
Anguished looking to throw his name into the ring. Insider gone, only B player in terms of making that cross that they used to do so many times. KPI don't have full spawn control. In fact, it looks like Bisk is going to be investing this drone to even re-clear it as well. Still a 4v3.
Kill to Sayonara. Hazard, that brings it back equal. Cosmic Divide still available and plenty of stars to be used as well.
They can batten down the hatches here. You have a star placed on one of the sides. It's the lane being held by the alarm bot, so Vince face checking this one himself. Not going to be in the best position to use his utility. Does full tuck off the contact of the flash. They are right back at it. Anguist nose to the grindstone, keeps on going. 2 kills from the 4v3 puts CGN, a player, at the advantage now. KPI damage limitation, trying to remove these rifles from the board. Bisk and Killers doing a brilliant job at it, and in fact, they will wipe the slate clean. They don't get a 7th, CGN onto a 2nd. The chance that we see it instead, burning straight through 2 flashes. Insider won't be caught off guard by it though. In fact, he plants his feet and finds 2 kills. Bisk is there immediately. Such a quick reaction from KPI, and this one's dead in its tracks.
Yeah, straight away. Coming back from this would be. I'm not even going to think about it because it's not going to happen, right?
I hope so. I'll have to see. It's Anguist and Davi, the same 2 names that have been in these positions before. One less though. Just Anguist, 1v5.
Listen, mate, the issue that's been cussing people all tournament. I'm taking nothing to do with this. Anguist, yeah. I mean,
Sayonara's up. That KO knife we spoke so much about, surely not.
Nah, it's not going to happen. You can already see Anguist is one to see if he doesn't want anything to do with it. I mean, for KPI, as they start to get more and more in this defensive half.
Towards short, 3 of them. Couple on the other extremities. It's actually Zeddy that goes down.
4v4. still looking for Insider to try and get something back, and has that might be a step too far.
Oh.
And it seems to be the case as CGN are just punishing every overpeak which KPI have. Yeah, and Anguist has found himself onto the A side.
He's managed to get out here as well. Like, Sayonara dies in the backlines, you're wondering how on earth that happened. CGN pull the rug from beneath KPI's feet. Benny's the one stuck in the corner. Killer's blaring off as the null command pulses from his chest. It's a bullet to the head by Benny. Anguist still ready to duel this. The lockdown is there. It's important that they do so. Insider guiding it with his life. Sayonara there too. Element there to break it. But where is Bisc in all of this? He's out through spawn. Element stuck in the corner. The site is his if he chooses to go and has all the utility to clear the corner.
Bullets.
4 bullets for Element. Time is on his side though. Bisc is forced to clear this. He'll reach into his pocket for both shots. There's an updraft, but he wants to aim down the sights. Bisc gets it. It's incredibly close, but it closes in before he can get there. Element forcing his hand to make the play which he cannot collect. So, CGN get another round. That's 4 from 5 now.
Yeah.
You're almost 4 players strong, but you've lost your first.
Get out of my way.
I mean, KP said he's looking to set in towards Wayne and uses paranoia as a way to set someone up, but has the plan is falling away.
They still don't
know about Zeddy, but he has been taken low. The lockdown being worked on, and that would have given up Zeddy anyway. Insider is fighting this. The advantage already taken, and a reset for CGN.
As soon as the molly flies across the map, Insider has enough time to follow his own throat. 1v1s,
30 seconds
both
left.
anchors are isolated. Bisc is the one that has to stand his ground, and Benny's so far away from everyone else with the spike.
Yeah, he's so far forward.
What is that?
What?
Oh no!
Benny, what? He's too
Neither
far
know.
forward. Derby has the exact idea of where Bisc is, and now Insider's coming in. Time's getting low. Vince has
Messi.
it. We're going to have to just send it forward. Bisc stuck at the back of sight. 4 seconds. Committing to the spike. Does Bisc peek out? No, the round's gone. Benny's just ran too far ahead.
And it's probably Benny to do it.
Watch your eyes.
Well, there it is, but the capitalisation only pulls out the paranoia. It's a big piece to get rid of. But, I mean, Benny, he's gone.
Ooh. Turret just got pulled back in tiles. Davi's starting to fill that gap. It may be a little bit too late. You can already see KPI getting ready to head towards short, but so is CGN.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe just in time. The players react brilliantly though, has a KPI. They've got everything down to a T. Try to pin, can't find what they're looking for in Zeddy. On for the ace.
Planted.
Nobody cleared him. Just as soon as the door was shut, it opens back up. Sayonara.
They're about their mental resilience in that aspect. Nice shot from Anguist though.
Oh,
hello.
Something to think about. Anguist leaves not a thought in their brain as it hits the canvas. Davi is here as well. Kara, it's a 4-on-2, and the players are low.
Oh, they are. Time's low as well, Hazza. Trying to get the spike down, and everybody's bearing down on the last remaining player killers.
Rounds like this where it just eludes you for a moment. You think about the bigger picture, and CGN are present in every single damn round.
Nice shots from Element. Now it's starting to look a lot better for CGN. Although Anguist may be a little bit too close for comfort towards the players in B main. Look how close up and how far KPI are finding themselves. But they're not quite CGN when it comes to the pistol rounds, has it? Well fought by CGN.
The recon has just come back up. Maybe a moment late. Anguist is ready for it. Finds the first and the second. Third player isn't revealed, but he knows where Insider stands, and between them, nothing! Anguist with 4! It's flawless and downright ridiculous! Nice shot, Element. Again, he's the first one to fight, and he wins everything.
The defensive side just seems to turn a corner every single time. If he is struggling, Kelly's though going a step further, finding himself in CT.
Right here.
I mean, you can see the limit testing here, has it, from KPI and where they're finding themselves. Element might have an idea of what's behind them. You can see him check it. There it is.
Element 3k on the round, but Bisk could make this difficult. It's Benny, which they've put under duress. He's the one in the hot seat, the Phoenix player. Onto the angle though, there is not much left to be made of this one. Not unless Zeddy can get a rifle in his hands. It's a Vandal which he collects. Still has the spike, but he's backed into a corner. There is nowhere to go.
Yeah, 4 bullets as well. Doesn't have a chance to reload or else he'll just be peaked.
Can't afford to spare a single missed shot. One left in the chamber. One final chance for Zeddy in this round. Will commit to the plant. Benny going in for the swing has won it for his team. Brilliant work by the captain. Selfless again.
I don't know him.
Only on his way to champs. It's the former champs winner in the server that's next to go. Element at the double. How does he keep on delivering? They peek him one by one and he reaps the rewards every single time.
Shadows.
Still slowly contacting in, and you can see CGN a lot more
30 seconds left.
happy to sit and hold the lines of sight, waiting for KPI to peek in. There's no flashes to stop anybody from holding them either, has it? Maybe an info dart or whatever, but no, just keep going for Element, and he'll potentially get an ace.
There is quality here, but it's Element's op this time that you have to face into. Benny playing the stall game on short. Kellers goes down. Falling one by one into their graves. At the very least, they get a spike plant. That'll be useful. It puts Zeddy in a position where this Vandal could find value.
I mean, just buying time, right? You get that extra part of the game on your side. But Hysainar is only on a Sheriff, and, well, the rest of the players are already bearing down. Low on health, and has a CGN low on, KPI are low on chances to get this back in their favour. The CGN's momentum doesn't seem to be stopped.
Jewel in main against Bisk. If he's not careful, then it's a crossfire they can set up when the site push comes through.
They'll at least get
Vince is gone.
Yep, put Element in a position where he needs to do everything to hold on to this space. Knows that Bisk is there. You can see the op and the utility dedicated to this position. It's not worked out. It's put KPI through to the good, and Benny's trying to fight his way back in. A lot of ultimates being sent forward to try and get this round, and it looks like it's done the business. Just thinking the longevity of this map, Hazard.
Really important round for KPI to win. CGN the first team to break double digits, but they can match it instantly as soon as their lead is taken away. An 8-4 half. This is only going to be their second. CGN holding on to a lot, as you already mentioned, though.
Destroys the drone and forces KPI to try and do something about it. But Element in the meantime has capitalised and got his opposite number.
It's another Element first kill, and not only that, it is a default protocol to be then executing into the side of the map where CGN were getting aggressive, because you expect the rotations, yet Anguis still has his full setup and has managed to defend the Nano so far. Finally, he invests it, but Benny is there to support.
Yeah. Using the hot hands, the players have got out though, which puts Anguis in a position where he needs to fight and he needs to win. Benny, just off his rifle momentarily, allows KPI onto the site, but still, with a player dedicated towards market, CGN have an advantage and could even go one better and make it 2. No, Bisk gets it back in their favour. 2v2 here, Hazard.
Trying to cross, Element's blades go in, but it's another for Bisk to collect. Another confidence booster as KPI crawl back into this game. Dabby's on the site already, he spotted both. Jumping to the boathouse. Sailed themselves downstream a little bit with the info given away. They're low, it's a shorty out, but Bisk with a third.
Button pressed and Vince trying to hide himself in the corner. Molly's being used to buy some time in the rotate in. The smokes though haven't cleared Vince. He's done it again. He's found a chance. Another time where CGN get themselves into an advantageous spot in terms of the player count on their side, and Kellers has been found. Anguis not quite finding the player, even though they were tagged up, waits for the lockdown to burst, and Element busts the last player. We're back even. The timeout has worked.
Really nice from CGN.
A crossfire.
Can Vince get the most out of it though? KPI have always hung at least one player back towards main. Finally, he takes the peek, and the timing is all off. 4 on 3, only a player advantage for CGN. They have 2 flashes to come back in on from Benny, though. And a flank in the wings, waiting for Anguist's chance.
Again, ultimates aren't going to be the deciding factor here, Hazard. And still with it, CGN starting to take their time here. In the back of your head, do you think, is there a flank coming? You can see the guns checking it, but as they keep peeking out, it's the operator that gets the value. Anguist this time finding value himself, and Zeddy doesn't know where to stand, doesn't know where to sit. In fact, he'll be sat down as CGN take map point on the second map. The site, Benny immediately gets to run it back online. They've not checked Vince though, Hazard. It's the Cosmic Divide has come online.
From the hells, he could be dragging KPI down and out of this map. He does the ace for Vince to end map number 2. CGN's collection is going to Cologne. Just a deposit on the trip to the B site bank. Despite the precious cargo waiting to be planted, Insider takes his moment. The site has to hold. Vince is only good for 1. Benny will chase them out of there with 2. The response is sufficient. Another pistol round picked up by KPI.
The scoped rifle wasn't really that good, and Lotus, Vince is certainly decent. Takes Cyrania's head.
Important kill for Vince to find. It's a 4 on 4, and this is where things could get messy again. CGN's track record in these anti-ecos has been dangerous, but the backlines are being watched. It's a while before Davi will arrive and make his reprisal. You've just got Classics close up. Vince to cut between it, but Bisq holding on.
Everybody coming back in here should struggle. Flash, decent. Creates the stall. Everybody's picked up. Yep, the better weapon rate will do the work that is needed to be done. As the flex player finds themselves onto the Sova, killers finding themselves all the way back in the spectator screen. Continues to be CGN that wins the fight, but Sayonara one back in his favour, and it seems to be pretty easy for CGN for the most part. Hazard, not much but sweat off their brow. Nice retake and finding their first round. Need to clear towards logs. There was a ping towards there, and Anguist hasn't quite found the mark. So that's numbers back in CGN's favour. The Omen still stays up here for CGN, which will be massive for the post plant. The operator might not get the value that it's looking for.
Bisq locked into long. So much pressure put there by Element. Jumping around Insider is a dead man. Vince the one who executes him. Bodies on the site needing to hold. It's Bisq long range late, which you have to be thinking about. Benny still the blaze wall to get onto the defuse. Now that Sayonara's gone, there's no real threat anymore. They're boxed up and delivered down the stream. CGN setting up for a second. The scoreline tied, but the read was right from minute 1.
Waits there behind the barrier mesh, but the players are slowly scaling up pain as they do. They form in towards Davi. H's crosshair has 2 big kills in, and now KPI have been completely stopped.
A one-man army. The Swiss Army Knights of Sova players. And then where do you go? Back into Anguist or the ace site? Run out of options here, KPI. They'll have to pack their bags and wait for the next to come around. Another opportunity at it. Even then, you look at the money and not too many options presenting themselves for this attack side. Frustration kicking in. You can see it on the face of Zeddy.
No value at all.
Oh, no.
Hello, Benny just come from nowhere. Stole a kill and ran away. Unfortunately, the Annihilation won't be stealing anybody this time. And the players are looking to try and get something back. Pushed back because of the barrier mesh. It looks to be finishing B, or is it?
There's nowhere to go. They won't be going A, they won't be going B.
Here.
They might just be going back to the spectator screen. The spike's on Bisq's back, and again, Insider has found his gap. They will just about be able to put this in post, but it's by the skin of their teeth. It's an ult out. KPI laying everything on the line to get themselves the lead. They can't!
Yeah, there's no chance. They don't even hit either. They lose the lockdown, they lose the round, they lose their buy is stricken as well for the next one. KPI are putting themselves at a real back foot. Thunder and post. CGN haven't done enough to deny that. They're doing enough to deny Bisc his. When this Rolling Thunder comes in, that's where you should be worried, especially if you're a CGN fan. Tap of the spike, they know exactly what's going to come. As Benny has hidden himself close to it, hasn't been affected by the Rolling Thunder, and as the players come in, CGN clean up. Benny, he won't be on 1 or 2 kills for this map, Hazard, as he's already got plenty. Anguist gets that alternate orb to himself, and CGN, well, they'll find 5.
It's a lovely set piece to take A-Link control.
But Hazard, the issue with that is they're trying to fight Benny, who's, it just seems like he's bought enough time. The paranoia isn't on, and Anguist isn't on for it either. Finally, KPI have their advantage, and they're knowing about the flank, and that's why they're positioning themselves towards A. Insider, finding positions, and A Heaven has it.
Sayonara the Spark. Attempting to create versus CGN. It's a long clear back through spawn. You have to be looking at Insider's position again. Limit testing so diligently. Element is gone. Davy H may just have his work cut out for him here. Turret should be watching it. That will be the contact for Killers to peek. I don't know if he's actually managed to get underneath it here. He has. Wants to wrap around. Hell is the next port of call. Bit more information, knows where Insider is once he pulls this trigger. The first tap comes through, the head in the window. They just need to be aware of the punishment, and there it is. Bisc, trained on the angle, removes Anguist.
Off the top of the head though, as I was just thinking, I don't think we've seen much in terms of the value from these sonic sensors. A lovely shot onto Zeddy, and actually we're seeing the run it back being sent in. Vince still under pressure, and Benny somehow found 2 through a wall bang. This is a disaster once again for KPI. They've lost the attack side up, they've lost the site, and they've lost a chance at having an advantage here. Because at this moment in time, CGN are guaranteed to be equal on the half with KPI.
Free sight, Element will peek in, gets the first. He always does. That man has not missed a beat so far this series. Bisc's pistol, or Bisc's rifle I should say, is the only amongst pistols, and now he has his say.
Bisc is denied the annihilation. At the same time though, Hazard, it's Insider who's activated his flank. Only on a classic.
30 seconds left.
Will still be able to hit the head, but known about now. And I mean, now you're trying to get Bisc into position with players still watching, knowing, will not forget about where he is. Spike needs to go down soon. 15 seconds left.
They know all about it, but they can't do anything to stop Bisc. Davy pulls out a bow and brings it to a gun game. Another shot between the eyes puts us in a 2v2. Bisc wouldn't stop until every CGN player was put to rest. Insider, given the arsenal, opened back up, missed shot, chance to clutch, but Benny's defusing all the while and back through the flames. It's out of the frying pan and straight into the belly of the beast itself. 7 posted by CGN, their advantage will be there. And he has now, that's Benny gone.
It's a big one, but Davy hasn't been found either. And this is a player who was once a young gun, but has been here before. You think there's just a place to build upon. Vince though looks to sneak himself in towards the site. KPI, they have no known about this, no notice at all. It's back to a 2v2.
Oh no.
Element's op is up above and he knows that the players are in garage. Vince is TP'd out and it's just not happened for them in the end. KPI rescue that. So many series like this, so many whole teams like this, and straight away on a defense on a map like Haven that has been in the map pool for so long. This should be their bread and butter. It looks to be the case as the CGN find their way back through. I was thinking to myself that was KPI going to finish the round out in their favour, but after that engagement back in, they find themselves at an advantage.
KPI set the tempo, get an advantage and then throw it away. It's on Bisc for another clutch. A couple of them already so far in this series. Most for his team. He is your man. But can he make it happen? Benny's on the angle. He has to be cleared first and he just cannot do it. Bisc wasn't up to the task this time. Del, they can chase him away from the site, set up their post plant.
I mean, KPI are already here. In fact, they could flood back in. you look at Killer's belt, he's got a full belt of utility.
Just playing for the tap. They're baiting in the retake. The players come one by one, but fall such as flies. 2 for Vince, couple on Element's shoulders. Maybe just waiting for the alarm bot to go down so Anguist can find the timing. Players running in. It's Bisk that they have to face up against. The dash primed and ready. 3 players here, Cairo. This should be a simple shutout for KPI.
It should be,
down A.
and it looks to be. Spike's down, there's no way of getting it back. And I think the rifle's into the next round. Keep that economy nice and healthy. Easy to do so on the attack with spike plants and the likes, but Paranoia pulled early, and Cider not into position in time. And Benny has already been on the mark. That C site, the utility down, and that spike will go down easily enough. On top of that, the run it back has been taken into consideration.
Yeah.
As post-plant could be difficult.
No, it's going to get more difficult with Sayonara gone. The re-clear is now missing. You have to be thinking about the garage space, and if KPI can take this.
No, we've not thought about Anguist. He peeks out perfectly, man. There goes 2, and that's possibly double digits. Bisk is trying his best. Something about a 1v5 clutch just doesn't seem doable, has it?
Insider goes down. Again, it's just the same round over and over. Killers headbutts the fire, devoured instead by Anguist's rifle. On Flames himself individually, the Blaze Wall in their face, a 4-on-3. Numbers for CGN, they always convert from these situations, but they have a little less control than they did in the previous.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Element's already so far up, playing within the smokes that's been put up. He's running gun his way through it. Yeah, Sayonara's out on C long as well, has it. Trying to find his way round the CGN setup. Nobody's looking here.
They don't know about Sayonara. The 2 names on KPI's list that you'd want to win a round for you. Biggest issue is Vince walking up long.
Oh, he's seen him as well. And Killers is trying to come in to get a trade out. Vince peeks, can't quite find the pick that they're looking for. The Annihilation misses, Element doesn't. Sayonara in the back lines, behind him once again. The 2 players on site need to find something to alleviate any sort of pressure, something to work with, but they've split up, and Davy H has the spike in his back pockets. Bisk ready to take the kill, but misses out, allows CGN out and to the A site.
Oh, CGN there, kept honest by KPI. Sayonara with Bisk, couldn't do it despite the blades, but now's your chance, kid. Oh, revealed and taken away from him. Snatched at the final opportunity. It is a 12th round for CGN for another round. Or does it end here and now?
Looks to be an Element's the first to get it. There goes your op. I mean, you're still getting Cider on the back lines, and that's exactly who it falls to. Element on for the ace. The dark dream looks to be well and truly alive here, Hazza.
It won't be a Spanish summer this time. The most decorated team in Dark do not falter. Their history writes itself. It's another ace to end the map. 3-0, a whitewash from the black and gold. CGN will be joining the rest of the teams in Ascension. Cologne have kept it there.